As I roll up to Lax Departures to drop off a colleague, I can't help but notice the bystanders' lingering gazes one would associate with West Coast celebrity culture, a break from the impatient lethargy of weary 21st century travelers awaiting their much-delayed Uber prices. Here we are, gliding purposefully in an agate gray metallic 2017 Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet, engine purring, exhaust murmuring, its closed convertible top hinting unambiguously at hidden opulence, muscular haunches promising a rapid exit from terminal boredom. As my colleague makes her crisp exit from the 911's starkly elegant cabin and heads toward the ticket counter, collective eyes follow her inside, then swing back to me in the Porsche's cockpit. Perhaps hoping for a star sighting, but probably just wondering who even gives rides to Lax anymore. But in this era of polarized political and socio-economic climes, the glances now feel less about curiosity and more like suspicion. Oligarch money launderer, hedge funder kind, MTV reality show bro. A few years ago, my curbside launch might have occasioned a subtle extra woof of throttle and car camaraderie. Now, I skulk away cautiously. It's a different time. Read more about the 2017 Porsche 911 Turbo in the Motor Trend First Drive here. Automotive purists rightly consider a $181,905 Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet a majestic feat of modern sports car engineering, but we must also concede that its price tag declares it a nouveau riche status symbol, one more than occasionally procured during a midlife crisis by those who pronounce it Porsche. But let us not traffic in stereotypes about porcupines and such. The typecasts are a shame, really, because the Turbo Cab is a magnificent beast, a 540 horsepower supercar that somehow still manages outrageous torsional rigidity even with the top chopped off. Around town in normal mode, the Turbo Cab can feel lidocaine numbed, more so than any other 911 in this setting. It might not technically be as such, but it sure feels like it. Porsche could not confirm whether the Cabriolet settings are more restrained. Burbling along, the gearing seems 2 gears too tall and a little slow to react. It is as if it's asking, are you really sure you want to engage the full fury of the turbo? But that's okay for most L. A commutes and commuters. Rotate the steering wheel mounted knob clockwise to sport mode, however, and the exhaust note snarls to riotous life. The response underfoot is immediate and fully attentive, a late working Stuttgart engineer startled awake by a supervisor. The suspension becomes more playful, more rambunctious. Give the throttle a kick, and the metallic whir of the turbos tickles your cochlear nerve receptors. Suddenly let off the gas, and the bark of exhaust backfire and overrun is worth the price of ignition. Because Porsche has more than 4 decades refining the 911 Turbo from a daunting, tail-happy tempest to a controllable supercar, rotating the knob further still into Sport Plus mode is not an invitation to chaos, and a speed dial to an insurance adjuster. It's more tamped down and snarly. It helps when the all-wheel drive system has 245/35 ZR20 front and 305/30 ZR20 rear rubbers to glue it to the pavement. So what if it has an automatic transmission? The 7-speed Porsche PDK has evolved into such a sophisticated instrument that even enthusiasts give a knowing nod and curled lip acknowledgement of its excellence. Just mash the loud pedal and trust in Zuffenhausen.say. What you will about Cabriolet owners placing vanity over performance, but the turbo cap still burns a sub-3 second 0-60 time, a sub-7 second 0-100 time, and an 11-second quarter mile at 125 miles per hour in our tests. That's fearsome stuff. AS road test editor Chris Walton notes, the way this car puts power down is magic. I could nearly stand on the throttle from about halfway around the skid pit, and it would barely break the rears loose on the exit. How to best put power to the pavement? Our assistant road test editor, Eric Iapana, has some tips. PSM off, drive mode in Sport Plus. Hard on the brake. Apply throttle, wait for engine to max out at about 5,000 RPM, release the gas, and keep looking forward. Iapana tried a trick Porsche suggested. It involved switching the drive mode from Sport Plus to Sport immediately after launch, which retracts the front and rear spoiler to reduce drag. This resulted in a 1 mile per hour increase in trap speed. It's the little differences, right? As for stopping all this momentum, the 911 carries forth Porsche's tradition of excellent binders, 6-piston front calipers with 380 by 34 mm rotors, and 4-piston rear calipers with 380 by 30 mm rotors.